What's going on YouTube? YGOGreatTornado here, and I'm here with another segment of my wind-up breakdown videos. So with this wind-up breakdown video, we're going to go over Order of Chaos wind-ups. There were about 7 cards, 1 trap, 1 spell, 3 monsters, effect monsters, and 2 exceeds in this set. So let's just get right into the video on the wind-up deck profile discussion. The first one we're going to talk about is Wind-Up Honeybee. It is... Hold on, let me zoom in for you guys. It is level 1 Earth Insect. Let me zoom in a little more. 100 attack, 300 defense. This card says, let me zoom in even more so that you guys can read the effect with me. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower wind-up monster from your deck. He's going to be your searcher of the build. He's going to most likely search for your hunter because you don't want to draw your hunter. And then obviously go into the loop that way. It's good to maybe even run 1 if you're not trying to do for the loop and you're trying to do a control build. It's good to, you could creature swap them, destroy it. Some great things you could do with it. So yeah. That's basically it for him. Nothing much about Honeybee. Next one is Zenmaity Storm. It is also common. It is an interesting art. I'm not sure what the art is. Maybe it's a new wind-up coming out, but it doesn't actually show anything that I have currently seen from the TCG or OCG. It says on the card, tribute 1 wind-up monster with 1500 attack or more. Special summon 1 wind-up monster from your hand. Then you can special summon 1 wind-up monster from your deck with the same attack as a monster special summoned by this effect. Reading that alone is like, wait, what? So, first of all, what can be over 1500 attack? Well, you got wind-up shark, you got wind-up hunter, you got soldier, you got dog pumped up, you got warrior pumped up, you got knight, you got Zenmaity, you got Zemains, Zemayo, Zemeister. So you have a lot of cards you contribute, but the problem is you have to have the same attack. What has the exact same attack? Well, let's just go into it and I'll show you what has the exact same attack. Let me zoom out a little bit so I can show you. So for instance, we're going to talk about the loop because everyone loves talking about the loop. So tributing like a hunter, sending that to the graveyard to special summon maybe a magician. Magician is 600 attack. And now with this, you could probably special summon from your deck. Oops. A rat. Rat also has 600 attack also. Different levels, but it's great because you're going to turn him, special summon your hunter. Now you have this out on the field. Now because you use Rat's effect, you could then special summon maybe another magician. You're going to use Hunter's effect to tribute your magician to send that randomly 1 card randomly from your opponent's hand to the graveyard. That would then trigger magician's effect, maybe special summon another magician. I don't know. Let's just go wild with magicians. Then you're going to exceed summon to wind up carrier Zenmaity. Then you're going to use his effect to attach an exceed material, most likely hunter, to special summon a wind up rat. And obviously you could use magician's effect from that, special summoning it something else. And obviously the loop would continue going off from there. That's one thing you can do with Zenmaity Storm. I noticed that he is 600 attack with Magician and Rat. So it's not that bad. I'm not sure if it will be played in a lot of decks, but it's pretty interesting. So let's zoom in a little more. Let me take out Zenmaity Storm. Next, it is weights and, camera zoom in, Zim measures. First of all, it has an interesting art. It has Wind-Up Honeybee, which we just talked about, is level 1. And Wind-Up Bat, which is also level 1 from Photon Shockwave. What's interesting, the art has nothing to do with really the actual effect to actually work. It says target 2 face-up Wind-Up monsters you control with different levels. Your opponent chooses one of them and the levels of that other monster become the same as the chosen monster until the end phase. Then, if your opponent chose the monster with a lower level, you can draw a card. So the problem I have with this is, first it had to be 2 different levels. So I mean, you can't really exceed unless you're going to have Shark out. Shark allows you to pump its level from 4 to 5, and then decrease its level from 4 to 3. So that allows you to do that. But also, problem I have with this is your opponent knows that if he chooses a lower level, that you're going to draw a card. Why would you want to draw a card? So I just choose the higher level. So if you have a level 3 and a level 4 out, I'll choose 4. You don't draw a card. Now, also the problem I have with that is the drawing of the card happens at the end phase. You want to draw the card right there and then, but that will not happen. So like I said, using Shark will probably be a better fit with this, but even that, I wouldn't even run this card. Weights and measures, probably not so good. Next, Wind Up Carrier Zenmaity. I'm not going to talk about this card really that much. Hold on. We're going to talk about the Exceeds obviously next. We're not going to talk about this too much because everyone knows what he does. Everyone knows the loop. Basically, he is water level 3. Not level 3. You need 2 level 3s, but he's rank 3. 1500 attack and defense. Basically, you detach an Exceed material from this card to special summon a Wind Up from your deck or hand. You can use his effect once per turn. His second effect is not too great, but I'll read it for you guys. It is when a Wind Up monster on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, except during the damage step, you can attach an Exceed material from this card, target that monster, and return that card back to your hand. So like I said, his second effect not too great, but his first effect is what everyone loves. People forget that you can actually special summon from your hand a Wind Up monster, so it doesn't have to be from the deck, it could also be from the hand. And let's say if you already have it in your hand, you get to special summon it from your hand. I hate that because you actually don't want to draw a Hunter, but you can special summon your Hunter from your hand, just in case. So yeah, I'm not going to talk about him too much. Next will be Wind Up Zenmayo. Actually, you know what? We're going to skip Zenmayo for last, because I actually want to talk about him last. We're going to talk about Wind Up Shark. He is one of my favorite wind-ups besides him and Rabbit are my favorite. Maybe because they're TCG exclusive, but they have effects like no other. Wind Up Rabbit has an effect to target himself to banish it or any Wind Up monster, and then it returns to face-up position however you want to at the standby phase of your next turn. It doesn't count as a special summon, it just counts as a temporary banishment, which is awesome. Wind Up Shark is also an interesting card because, first of all, people call it the Keyzan for the wind-ups, which I like that a lot. Because when you normal summon or special summon this card, you get to special summon this card from your hand. At the same time, his effect is a summon condition and an effect. So if you were to have Magician and Shark, you summon your Magician, special summon your Shark. Shark's effect will activate. It doesn't matter. Magician's effect will activate from Shark's effect. If a Wind Up monster's effect activates, it doesn't say if it's on the field face up. It doesn't say anywhere. It just says if a Wind Up monster's effect activates. Doesn't say where. You get to special summon a Wind Up. So you go summon special. His effect would then activate and special summon a Wind Up. And then you can then use Shark's effect to increase or decrease. You can special summon a Magician from that again, from him. And then maybe with Factory search for your Shark and then special summon the Shark from the Magician, special summoning that. I don't know. There's some crazy stuff you can do with it. It's interesting because you can do the loop just from these 2 cards, which is really awesome. So yeah. Next one. Before I go on, Shark also allows for people to run Black Ray Lancer if you're interested, because Black Ray Lancer you need 2 level 3s. Basically, you can detach an Exceed material from this card to target one face-up monster on the field and negate that target's effect to the end phase. So, like I said, I'm not sure how great that is, but you can do that. He's obviously easy way to go rank 3s, 4s, or 5s. Really good card. I need 2 more if anyone has them. Next one, Wind Up Rat. Not a card I'm not going to talk about a lot. Everyone knows about this card. Wind Up Rat, level 3, 600 attack, 600 defense. Basically, once while this card is face up on the field, you get to turn it from face up attack to face up to defense to special summon a wind up monster from your graveyard to the field. It doesn't matter a level, so you can, if you want to, you can special summon an Exceed material, wind up Exceed, but I'm not sure why you would do that, but you can if you want. And you're obviously going to just go to another level 3 and Exceed summon, because you're not going to want to have a level 6 on the field. Oh, it's not level 6, 600 defense on the field. And obviously he's essential to run it at 3 because you're going to do loop. Next, wind up Zenmaity. Now that little thing right there is not a crease, it's actually from the sleeve. See, as you can see, it's not from the card, it's actually from the sleeve. So, I was scared when I first put it there. I was like, ugh! But wind up Arsenal Zenmaity. He is rank 5, wind, 2600 defense, or 2600 attack, 1900 defense. He has 200 more defense than Tyrus. He's a machine exceed effect monster. You need 2 level 5 monsters to make him. So he also works with them like Tyrus and Adrius. He's one of the reasons why I'm running him over Adrius, because I could destroy 2 cards instead of 1. A lot of people are not putting Starlight Road in their builds or in the side deck. If you notice people's side deck, they do not have Starlight Road. When we first started this format, it was JD, JD, JD. You need to put Starlight Road in. Now we're ending this format. Hopefully soon, and people are not putting Starlight Road in their builds. So which is awesome is you get to destroy 2 cards, and they have no answer to that, unless they effect railer it. But even if you have effect railer, if you have wind up rabbit targeting Zenmaity to banish it, his effect will activate because he's no longer face up on the field, so you can't negate it with effect railer. So like I said, it's interesting that no one's really having that. What I like about Zenmaity in the build, besides he's a wind up and you should have wind ups in your extra deck to have just in case. When people think of wind ups nowadays, they think about that annoying loop that it does. So one way to combat the loop is setting all your cards. If you don't have Max C or effect railers or Phoenix Chains, and I'll talk about that in my deck profile, how we can get around that. You're probably going to set your cards just to be safe, and that's where Zenmaity, if you were a wind up monster, would come into play, because they set their back row. You get Zenmaity out by 2 sharks, and then you detach any sea material, destroy 2 cards. Now they have less cards on the field. So that's what I really do like about Zenmaity, is him blowing up cards, because people are trying to get around the loop. They don't have the answer to it. They have to put it face down. So yeah. Really good to have at least one of it. So in this video we have talked about Zenmaity, Zenmaity. I need one more Zenmaity, preferably ulti. We talked about wind up rat. You should run him at 3. Shark, you should run him at 3. Zenmaity and Zen measures, you should not run this card at all. At least for me, I don't think it's important. Zen malfunction, I guess you could, if you could find some kind of great things you could do with it. If it's gonna be a fun deck, not doing the loop, I guess Zen Malstorm could be fun, and Honeybee for any players who don't really have a lot of the new cards that are out, but they happen to buy a couple packs and they have Honeybee, but they don't have Rat or Shark or enough of them. Getting this out is awesome. So yeah, I'll need those cards. I need, like I said, one more Zenmaity, 2 Sharks. And once I have that, I will do a deck profile and talk about some more things and more combos you can do with it. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. It's a little long. It's coming on a little over 14 minutes video about the wind-ups, but there were 7 cards to talk about, and the last 4 were very important to talk about. So yeah. That is it, guys. Comment, rate, subscribe, and peace out. And stay tuned for my deck profile coming up soon. And peace out.